Are you looking for a faster video? Well, today it's a live stream, and I know you're probably looking for a really nice and tidy, edited down video, but I have ways for you to make it faster. You can click that little gear on the YouTube settings right there on the video and adjust the playback speed, make me sound like a chipmunk, and it'll go a lot faster. You can also look and see if there's timestamps for this project in the description, and if you're on a desktop, you can hover over the time bar at the bottom of the screen and see if it's chunked up into chapters, and then that way you can go directly to the step you're looking for. And lastly, you can also tap on the screen on the right hand side of the video picture or on the left hand side to make the video jump ahead, forward or backward if you're on a mobile device. And you can adjust that amount in your settings so you can have complete control over how much it jumps. So if you are on a desktop, you can use the fast forward or the rewind, and that will make it go faster as well. You can also enable subtitles, and the little CC on the screen will enable closed captioning. That way, if I am a little bit harder to understand with that double playback speed, the subtitles might help you out. All right, well, I know that it's not a nice little edited video, but if you sew with me, we'll get there together and it'll be lots of fun. And now for the live stream. Happy sewing! Hello, how are you? Sorry, I was like making you stay on those screens for a bit. I was looking for the link to this book on Sonia's website, so I wanted to make sure I had it handy just in case someone asked. I'm Sarami, if you're new here, and I live stream. Sorry, I'm going back to my page. Hi Nancy, hi Dar, hi Malin, hi Harmony, nice. Welcome to a live stream. So if you are new to live streams and you want to chat with us and you're on YouTube, you need to be logged into your YouTube account. And if you don't have one, they call it a channel. That's just their name for an account. And then you can chat. And then at the top of the chat, the live chat window, there is a little toggle and it says top chat and live chat. And we all recommend you put it on live chat because for some reason it doesn't show all the people's chats messages if you have it on top chat. So I don't think I've said that word chat so many times in a row in a while. So I am Sarami, and I've been sewing for a long time, and I worked in the garment industry, and yeah, you can learn all about me like on my website and stuff. And I was interviewed on Love to Sew podcast, and they did a pretty good job of like asking about what I did and what I like to do. Hi Ray, hi Ursula, hi Lynn, how's it going? So pretty much this is what I do. I cut and I sew, I do pattern drafting, and I do it live for the most part, like 90% of my content. And then you can ask me questions, you can make suggestions, you can challenge me why I'm doing it that way. Everyone here is really awesome, really friendly, all abilities. All people are welcome here, all sizes, and if you want to lurk, you can lurk, which just means you don't talk and chat. That is totally fine. If you want to say hello and tell us what you're working on, we love that too. So yeah, hi Julia Lynn, hi Eliza and Beverly, hi Martina, hello, hello, how's it going? So what else can I tell you about me? If you're watching this after I'm live and it is an uploaded video, the first like 24 hours, the chat won't be available. Or it's like I feel like it's like 12 hours. I feel like when I go to bed at night, it's still not there, but in the morning it is. So I can't really tell when, but there's a little icon that says live chat right underneath the video. And if you click that, you can see what people are talking about, even if you're not watching it live. So it does take a little bit of time for it to kind of populate on YouTube, like process the video and all that. So hi, Elena. Hi, Sherry. Nice. Your favorite, no pressure. Eek. So yeah, so anyway, it's a great way to interact. So if you're watching this recorded, like the beginning of this video says, there's lots of ways to speed it up. I am a fan of faster things myself. This is not an edited video, so please, you know, if you're not into live streams, don't watch. It's totally fine by me. Live streams are a completely different animal than an uploaded, edited video. You are going to see me make mistakes. You're going to see me troubleshoot things. My chat loves it when I make mistakes and I get my seam ripper out. They're going to tell you they don't, but they really do. They love it. So, and I do it all the time because I'm human and nobody sews things perfectly 100% of the time. I promise. Absolutely promise. So, yeah, and my sewing style is kind of unique, but I am like no pressure. I think you should do whatever works for you. And I believe that like 1,000,000%, because I definitely don't do things the way a lot of classic sewists do. I'm kind of a mix of production sewing on a production floor, like in a factory, and sample making, which is a whole genre of sewing that you don't hear a whole lot about, and home sewing. So, and I try and make everything I do pretty accessible to what you have at home. I do sew on an industrial machine, which is kind of unique, but I try not to do anything that you can't do on your home machine. And I recently acquired a serger and a cover stitch where I used to have one machine that did both those things. So I've been sewing a few more knits lately too. So let's see. So today I am sewing things. If you're new here, you might be here because of this. From Sonia Phillips' new book, The Act of Sewing. She sent me a book and she sent me some fabrics from her stash, which are pretty fun, to make a few things, whatever I wanted. I kind of got free range. I asked her to make requests because once I sew all these, all of it goes back to her. I don't keep any of it. And this is a really good chance for me to mention that I don't get paid for this except in Patreon support. If someone buys one of my patterns or they make a donation, or that's about it. I get a little bit of ad revenue from YouTube, but I promise you it's usually under $200 a month, and even that I just got to 200 like 2 months ago. So it's not very much money. So if you like what I do, I really appreciate you showing your support. Or even if you don't have the money, you can share it. There's like a little arrow at the bottom of the video underneath that says share. You can watch ads and stuff, but honestly, that's nice of you, but at the same time, like I really get like pennies. It's just, I'm not here for the ad revenue. It's just one more way to supplement things. So anyway, hi Tammy. Yeah, Nancy's right. We do have commands in chat. So if you're new to a live stream and you type in chat, one of you veterans here can do it, ! commands. Hopefully the prompt will come up and it'll show you all the commands you can type in chat. So say if I'm sewing and you're wondering what that noise is all the time because my machine makes a noise, that's kind of hard to see what is making the noise on the camera because of the angle. You can type in chat !noise and it'll tell you my machine presser foot stays up when I'm done, and then it waits and waits and waits, and if I don't start sewing right away, the presser foot comes down and it's just getting impatient for me. So that's what that noise is. And there is one for the seam ripper too, and we made that one !drink because we decided one day that it would be fun to make it a drinking game because I was having a lot of fun with my seam ripper one stream. So anyway. Oh yeah, no worries, Tammy. Yeah, a lot of folks do that. Sometimes if you are watching on a TV, which terrifies me that I'm that big in your living room, but we won't talk about that. You can't chat unless you pull it up on your phone or something like that. So yeah, like I said, lurkers are totally welcome. So, all right, so what is this book? This book is, so I am a trained pattern drafter. I worked in the garment industry for a long time, and then I did freelance for like another 11 years. And that's what I did. I made patterns and I did design. And I did it for the fashion industry, in women's and children's, and then the outdoor industry for men and women. So I am pretty good at pattern drafting. I haven't been working in the home sewing industry. I've never had a job in the home sewing industry, and it's very different. So that being said, even though I have like all those pattern drafting, like I went to design school, I did the whole thing. I worked in downtown LA. I don't recommend it. I did all that. I still find that Sonia has the most like accessible, gentle way for an entry into doing some of this stuff. And so this book has 4 patterns in it. Have I read the whole thing? No, I haven't. And basically I just kind of skim through, and it's so straightforward. You get 4 patterns, and I sketched up the patterns. So let's see if I did this right. I did a, let me move this up here. Oh yeah, you can't see me because the camera's pointing in the wrong spot. If I do this, here, you can see me adjust things. Boop. But what's that? What are you doing over there? Huh, we'll just put you right there. We'll put you over here. There you go, live editing. So these actually aren't the designs in the book. Let me show you those. These are what I'm thinking about making from the book. So there's 4 patterns in the book, and they are very simple silhouettes. And then I'll also tell you about the sizing. Well, that's as far as I can zoom in. Okay, so these are the 4 silhouettes. You have a top that has no arm's eye. It's very simple to sew. You could wear that as is. You have a shirt, so you have an arm's eye set-in sleeve. And then you have a skirt that's a pull-on skirt, and a pant that's a pull-on pant. So here's the 4 silhouettes that come inside the book, and you get the patterns in all the sizes. And let me scroll out again. Okay. And from those silhouettes, there are, hi Eileen, hi Catherine, welcome. There are a ton of different pattern modifications that you can do to these silhouettes to make them really unique. And that's how I got to, wait, where'd that go? Oh, I moved it, didn't I? That's how I got to these. So you can see that cap sleeve right there in the upper left corner, I added a little flutter to the hem, and then I'm going to do a bunch of color blocking. And I know this looks like I didn't do a whole lot to this, but sewing that point right there, there's the challenge right there. And in fact, even I'm kind of dreading it. For the long sleeve shirt, I made it sleeveless. So I did a lot to this one, and this one has one of Sonia's requests. So she would like to show how you do a one-piece facing. And this is a perfect example. You usually need an opening, like a back opening or a front opening, in order to do a one-piece facing. So I'm going to do that. I'm adding tucks to it, the bottom hem ruffle, making it sleeveless, and adding the placket. So placket, tucks, sleeveless, one-piece facing, and the bottom hem detail. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Hey, Sydney, sane people, yes, welcome. Yes, welcome to the Sane People chat. So I'm kind of keeping them simple, but then I'm going to be doing a lot of these changes, and so they're in the book here. And then I have a little list. Where'd that little list go? So I ended up writing down all the things you can do in here. And it would be so nice if there was like a page where it just showed you every neckline, every waist treatment, every pocket, every sleeve, every body. There's a lot of different things you can do in here. There's 5 necklines, 7 sleeve types. There's the all-in-one facings, and that's really like a sewing and finishing detail. There's a fitting section of the book, a sewing, for each of these things and how to make the pattern based on the patterns in the book. There's creating a yoke, a placket, a panel, a tie back, lots of waist things, hem treatments, embellishments like the gathers, the tucks, and things like that, pleats. Oh, pleats. Pleats was another one of her requests. Oh, I'm going to do the pin tucks. That's what it was. And then combining patterns to make like a dress or jumpsuit with these. And so here again, here are these. Hi, Marlos. How's it going? Welcome. Hi, Kim. Nice to see you here. Oh, nice. Cool. So these are the 4 silhouettes. Sorry, it's a little overexposed. If anybody doesn't know, Kim Gaddy has a YouTube channel as well. I really enjoy her Friday sews. She's so even keel and grounded. I really love it. She's not kind of a kook like me. She's very pleasant to watch. All right. Hi, Sue. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, exactly, Marlos. I think that is a really great way to put it. These books are very good at telling you very simply. And I think, like, I'm pretty sure Sonia wasn't trained in pattern drafting in the garment industry or any of that. And I think that's what makes how she explains things very accessible, especially for beginners. So if you're someone who is starting to dabble in doing some pattern drafting, whether you want to do it just for yourself or you just want more options, you're like, I'm sick of buying patterns. I want to do more. I love this one silhouette. I love this dress that I'm wearing right now, but I want to do a different neckline and a different waist treatment and a different pocket treatment. I want to start doing that and I want to do it confidently. This is a really good resource because she puts a lot of really good embellishments and changes in there. So I think that that's really great. And it's not bogged down with like lingo and things like that. And then the sizing, I think I have that bookmarked right here. One thing I will say, Sonia, you could have put these sketches in the book, what patterns you get. You could have put some sketches on all the things you can do. It would really be great. And the size chart was hard for me to find. So for the sizing, it goes extra small to 5X, and what that means to you is the full bust for the extra small is 32 inches. This is inches and 81 centimeters. Goes up to 56-inch bust, 142 centimeters. And for the waist, 29 inches, 74 centimeters, up to 53 inches, 135 centimeters. And then for the hip, 34-inch hip, 86 centimeters, 58-inch to and 147 centimeters. So that's your range. So there's quite a few sizes, and I feel like she does kind of give you some notes on grading between sizes and things as well. So, oh, that's awesome, Marlos. Ah, Kim, that's awesome. Yeah, exactly. And I think like we've been talking a lot about creating your own block and sloper. A couple weeks ago, I did kind of a review of 4 custom block making websites, and I sewed each one. I don't need a custom block. I actually have a custom dress form and I've draped one for me, but it was really fun and I would love to do more of those. I'm kind of running out of days to stream things lately because we're like booked through July for streams right now. But it would be really fun to do more of those because it was really great to see how each one, when you put your measurements in, how it reacted. And I can't wait to hear it because I know a bunch of you guys have been doing those, and it'd be really great to hear how they're going for a lot of you because I know that it's just based on the algorithm they're using and your body and the proportions. And I think each person's going to have a different result. So yeah. So, if you are building your own block or sloper, you can absolutely use all these techniques on your own block and sloper. It's a really great launching point. If you're kind of like, why am I going to all this trouble to make my own block or sloper? What use am I going to get out of it? Applying your block or sloper to an already existing pattern to make the usual fit adjustments that you do. Like you always have a shoulder adjustment and a bust adjustment. You can do that using your sloper and make that go a little faster to a store-bought pattern, but is is it always really easy to line up your pattern to a store-bought pattern? It's not. It really isn't. And so creating your own patterns is really the ideal use for a sloper or a block. So anyway, all right, so I kind of want to get your guys' input. These are most of the fabrics Sonia sent me, and this is what I was thinking. And you guys have seen my silhouette. So let's talk, because I really want your guys' input. I always do this. My mount, okay, why do I always go to the bottom there? There it is. My eyes are always bigger than my stomach, and I really was really inspired and having a lot of fun mixing and matching these little silhouettes with some of the design details that she offers. And I even gave my Patreon patrons the non-edited version of this sketch so they could use it. If any of them get the book, they use it to build their own little designs. And you can just put it behind, you can draw over it. It's really easy. I have a Procreate video, and I really want to do more of those, even though I'm not a pro. I'm such a beginner, but I really enjoy it. So yeah, Nancy. I ask you every week, Nancy, how your arm's doing, and I think I either miss your response or you're not replying. I want to know, how's your arm doing? Is it mending? We need you back in the sewing room. Sorry, I'm so itchy. I am covered in poison oak, so you're going to see me itch a lot. So my eyes are always bigger than my stomach when I'm doing these projects, when I get really excited, especially when it's involving pattern drafting and design and stuff, because this is kind of my wheelhouse. Before I started live streaming, I never used store-bought patterns. I feel like I'm bragging when I say this, but it's just because this worked for me. I would just design it and make it, and it wasn't a big deal to me because that's what I do. It's something I can do pretty quickly. So, and I had my own block, and I didn't have to fit it. You know, it was great. Oh, that's awesome, Elena. Yeah, and a couple of you gave me some really good tips on how to use Procreate better than that technique. Like, there's another way to do it. And so I really want to do an update and shout out those folks that were giving me those tips, because I was like, I couldn't figure it out. And then I finally was like, it was really subtle, but then I was like, oh, okay, I get this, you know? So anyway, and I really love using it. I'm not a very good drawer at all, but I am enjoying Procreate, and Procreate, for those of you who don't know, it's just a drawing app that you can get on the iPad. You can do it on your phone too, and I think it's called Pocket. And it's only $10, but it's so incredible. And it's a one-time fee, right? There's no in-app purchases or anything like that. You can buy brushes and stuff like that from people, and you start getting ads in your Instagram stories for Procreate brushes, which I love so much better than the other ones I was getting. So, all right. So if I was only to pick 2 of these designs, you guys, which 2 would you say? And do you have feedback on these designs? You know, like, do you have feedback? Like, would you rather see a different technique? Like I said, Sonia's requests were pretty minimal. So something sleeveless so I can do the one-piece facing, and then the pin tucks. So I think, you know, unless we want to change that design some way, maybe with the bottom, or I don't know what else I could change about it. And then someone else requested doing the vent at the bottom of a skirt. They actually requested doing a jean skirt, but this skirt silhouette isn't set up to be a fitted skirt. It's more loose. I mean, it's not baggy, but there's no darts or shaping, and there isn't any zippers in any of these things. So yeah, Procreate brushes are a rabbit hole. Yeah, I think that's what it involves, the masking, Elena. Oh, cool, Nancy. That's good. No sewing for a bit, though. Hi, Karen. Nice. Welcome. Hi, Debbie. The 2 tops look most interesting. Okay. The sleeveless blouse and pants. Hi, Harmony. All right, maybe I should start taking some votes. Okay, so I'm going to this is how I'm going to do the votes. I'm just going to do a grid. The 2 tops, we're going to do 1 for each top. Sleeveless blouse and pants. Definitely pin tuck shirt. Okay, and that one. Trousers. Wait. Yeah, okay. A cowl neck to the top. Really? Which one? I don't think there's a cowl neck in the book. I kind of stuck to summer silhouettes. I'll try and make a mental note, Eileen, that you're looking for how to add a cowl neck, though. And welcome. I'm pretty sure there isn't a cowl neck in the book. I'm also trying to keep it kind of, you know, what is available to you in the book so that if you get it and you kind of need a little help, like visual help executing some of these things, then yeah. You say you like the trousers. Okay, Ursula says, trousers, how to adjust the crotch, make them straight or tapered. Skirt will be great. Mint, yeah, right, Beverly? Yeah, that's so funny. Is that why I was calling it a kick pleat yesterday? Was it because you said that's what you wanted? I, in my head, knew you meant a vent. All right, so you're looking for skirt. Hi, Terry. Hi, Claire. 2 tops. Another vote for both tops. Poor skirt is getting no love. I know it's a really simple skirt, but gosh, it'd be really great for summer too. All right, so let's see. I don't have the viewer count up on this page. Just get the armhole to fit nicely, yeah. Yeah, you know, there probably is a way, Elena, especially if I were on Twitch. So another one for vents or kick pleats. Okay, vents and kick pleats are a completely different thing. I talked about this yesterday in my stream. A kick pleat it has the same function, but it's cuter. A vent is something very standard and what you see at the back of the skirt right here. Hi, Kristen, welcome. Oh, good. You like the skirt and the pin cut. All right, another one for the skirt, okay. You like the color blocking, Eileen? All right. Tops and necklines. Okay. I do have the vent on the pants on the side. I feel like of all my sketches, I'm surprised the pants getting any votes right now because I feel like that sketch is the most, it's struggling. I was thinking about it, Sydney. Yeah, but you know what I realized? I cut up the linen I bought for it for the March top. Terry, we are voting on if I can only pull off 2 of these designs, what would you like to see the most? So please, if you would like to vote, please vote. I love pin tucks too. I don't know if I said hi to you, Sharon, but hi. Yeah, so I just want to try and do exactly what people want the most, you know? Hi, Barbara. Top. Top is the left one, right? And Martinez is top with pin tucks. So I have this top, for some of you who don't know, that looks a little bit like this, without it in front of you, you would think that this top looks exactly like one I already had that I bought from April Cornell probably 20 years ago. And it's one of my very, very few ready-to-wear items still in my wardrobe, you know? So I'd like to replace it. It's very old and tired. Okay. Skirt and top with pin tucks. Kathy votes for pin tucks on anything. Yeah, me too. Yeah, right, Marlo's exactly. The one on the right, Barbara. Okay. They should make a compact. There is this really wonderful Instagram sewing account called Jane and the Pin Tucks. If you like pin tucks, I highly recommend it. She puts them in everything. Hi, Barbara. Did I say hi to you? Barbara Castle. Print mixing and pants. Yeah, so my pant sketch, okay, I want you to know a little history on this pant sketch. One time I was driving down the street and I drove by this woman walking and I was like, oh my gosh, her pants are so cute. And they had this really big side vent. They were kind of linen and they just kind of hung kind of straight down from her. They just looked perfect for summer. And they were that simple. And so the knees aren't necessarily going to be contrast. Maybe they're actually the same exact fabric. It's just like a seam to add interest. All right, Sue. All right. Okay, so I feel like the tops are winning, and then if I can add one of the bottoms, I will. And we'll revisit that. Yeah, that's what I thought, Barbara. I was like, wait a minute, I don't think I said hi to you yet. Okay. All right, well, let's get cracking then. Let's do the pin tuck one first. And so I kind of grouped these fabrics the way that you see them on the screen as far as the design. So I was thinking this double gauze, hopefully the cameras would play better with it, yellow print, and then this would have been the pants, and I was thinking like of the vent could have been the stripe. You would see it peeking out the side. And this is kind of a linen-y, what is this? She's washed all this fabric. I don't have this is like a linen noil. Linen noil probably. I didn't pull over and quiz her about them. And I couldn't stop right there. It's a really awkward spot. The skirt, I was thinking about doing really fun patchwork with all pockets, and then I have the 2 seams. Like, I think that could have been really crazy. If you know Sonia Phillip, this selection of fabrics is so Sonia Phillip, and she would wear all of these together on the same day, and she would do it amazingly. So I highly recommend looking at her account. In fact, I'll put her Instagram in the account, in the chat, sorry. So this book this is the Instagram. And then she has a personal account. And then here's the book. I can post links in chat, you guys can't. So you can learn a little bit more about it. I was actually going to look and see if the book has this. It doesn't have what designs you get, but let me read it real quick. It just says, yeah, short sleeve top, skirt, trousers, and a shirt with set-in sleeves. There are fit adjustments. Okay, so one of the frequently asked questions is, are the patterns the same as 100 Acts of Sewing patterns? And someone else has asked me this, so I'm hoping you're here. Or maybe you found this answer on the website. The answer is, well, there are stylistic similarities. These are new designs. The top and shirt have front and back pieces with necklines included. The skirt and trousers have separate waistbands. Do I have to trace out the patterns? Oh, yes, you do. The patterns are printed on both sides of the pattern sheets, and some are overlapping. She actually sent me a separate copy, which was extremely nice because she knew. And I have very few stipulations on sponsored streams, but one of them is that I have to be able to use the patterns right out the gate. I don't want to tape them together. You can definitely use these same pattern modifications instructions to all of her other patterns that she sells. I've sewn 3 of her patterns on the live stream. The pants number 1. What is it, you guys? Dress number 1 and tunic number 1? You didn't miss anything, Ray. I made 3 of her things. Oh, yeah, thanks, Terry. We voted on which of the 4 things if I could only make 2. Okay, so What do you guys think of the fabric selections? I know this one's kind of a kooky. I really want to keep this fabric and just pretend like it didn't get taken by me. I love this stuff. It's a ton of it too. Anagram, Essex, Hubba Hubba. It's a little heavy though, but it would be great for that top, you know, that's kind of boxy and simple. And I was thinking of the color blocking would be that. I know this probably will, a lot of people will be like, what? But I'm kind of interested in seeing that together. And if you saw Sonia Phillips' account and saw how she pairs things together, that would be very, very up her alley. And then this would be my pin tuck blouse, something really simple. So that's what I'm thinking. I may pull some of these fabrics over here for some of the color blocking. That kind of works, huh? So let's put these here just in case. I like those. Oh, that what it is, Harmony? Oh, that's how you found me. That's great. Dress number 2. Yeah, that's what it was because I did one for hearts and then I did one for a friend, right? And they turned out drastically different from each other. Really great. Because one I did in a rayon and the other one I did in, I want to say it was the viscous linen noil. I didn't get to keep either of those. So sometimes I forget what I've made because they're not in my closet. That generally stresses you out. The voting? Oh, I don't want to stress you out, Ray. I just did a little like tally. I can't believe this, but I'm actually cold right now. I live in Hades. It seems impossible. It's so hot here usually. Okay, so let's start with the top. All right. So what are the differences? Let's look at the differences between these two. What I did to this design and anything else that we may want to add. Yeah, the dress with the set-in sleeves, exactly. Okay, let me just zoom in a little bit more. This is what I wish I had, like a quick little toggle for this. All right, so that's as close as I can go. So right here is the pattern right here. This is how it came to us. And I'm not exactly sure how the hems and neckline are finished in the book, but I'm pretty sure the neckline is a facing and then these are rolled hems on the sleeve and the bottom. And so what have I done differently? I have added this little like cap sleeve, little flutter sleeve detail here, and I did all this color blocking. And because we don't believe in coffin garments, we want them to look good on the front and the back, I would extend the color blocking to the back, but I would probably simplify it. So it would be something more along the lines of, here, we can do this. This is how oops. So if this were the back, I have streamline on for the brush at like 93%. Oh, and then I have a, check this out, Malin. I have a dashed line. I have a dashed line pen for stitching. Can you see it? Oh, see, look. All right, so I think with this, I was doing something along the lines of that. And that's how the back's gonna look. So that there's some interest back there. You know what I mean? So we're not doing all of the show on the front. Oops. Something like that. There's the back. There's the front. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, it will be, Sydney. Hi, Celeste. I know, Celeste. Not my fabrics. Not my fabrics. Trust me. I am right there with you. When she sent me the boxes, I was like, holy heck, can I just keep this? Right, Malin? Yeah, I got it in the, where did I get that? I got that, not in Freestyler. I feel like I got that in this mid-century. Yeah, it was this mid-century brush pack that I got on Etsy, I'm pretty sure. Right, Terry? You and me both. All right, so if these are going to be, I don't really need my iPad to fall on the ground. All right, so here is the shirt. The one good thing about this project is that the dash line brush, it came in this mid-century pack, and it really was the deciding factor of why I bought it. I'll try and find it for you guys and let you know what it is. Oh, why is this struggling today? Why is the lighting so bad? I want to put this light on. There we go. What do you think of that? How's that, you guys? Does it look pink now? Hey, Libby, fun time! It was, yeah, the dashed line was in this mid-century, and so all the like cool stuff they did as examples was mid-century. I also got it because it had a really nice linen or like a texture background. Oh, bummer, Malin. Yeah, right, Celeste. I agree with that too. You found it. Okay, what's it called? Where'd you find it? I'll link it in the chat for you guys. For some of you who like brushes, maybe Malin can find it. Let's see if I can just find it. Mid-century brush pack. Oh, I am not the first to Google this. Oh, is it the one from Design Cuts? Because I did just buy something from them. Let's see. That dash line brush has come in super handy. Yep, that's it. Here you go, guys. For any of you Procreate nerds out there. I should get a commission, huh? It's fine. Okay, you guys, good. By Seamless Team. You know what? That sounds really familiar. Yes, Malin, that Design Cuts. They have my number right now for sure. Yeah, and you might be able, I think Seamless Steam is on Etsy. Yeah. And you could maybe support them directly, and because I bet they don't get as much going through a third party like Design Cuts. But I don't know, that's not what you're here for. Let's talk about this. Okay, so here is the top, and there's a back pattern and a front pattern. I have cut off all the sizes I'm not going to be doing. And one of the really nice things that Sonia had requested was sizes of the samples in the medium large range, which happens to be my size. So we'll be able to try them on my dress form, which is really fun. And there are all these little, all the patterns are off to my side right now. So you can see here's all the sizes. So I haven't cut off all the sizes. And so the one I'm cutting out is right here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more sizes in addition to what you're seeing on this top. There's facings. Is this the top? Yep. top, shirt, top, skirts, trousers, trousers. Here's some pockets. Maybe we should put a pocket on our, well, maybe we won't. Well, maybe we will. Yeah, it's so dangerous, Malin. I really wish I could edit the brushes. I know you can, but oh man, they kind of pile up. That's why I don't buy them a lot. Do I want to? Yeah, I do. I got a little paper here. We're gonna move this off the table. Everything needs pockets. Yeah, I'm wondering if I could put maybe a chest pocket. It could be kind of fun, right? I do so much prep and there's still stuff I haven't done. Got to battle the curve, so I got to put it the other direction. So when you're tracing off patterns, I highly recommend getting a tracing wheel, and it's the kind with the needle points. It's linked in my description. I think now I put all of the affiliate links. It's a link that takes you to a page of them because there are so many. But yeah, you want something like this with these needle points. It makes tracing off your patterns a lot faster. So let's see here. There would be kind of an easy way to do this. I'm just going to trace this off real quick. And then we're going to figure out our design lines and where we want. Maybe we want some asymmetry. We don't have to do it right in the middle, you know? We have our center front. Grain line ruler. Because I just got a brand new ruler out. I don't really want to get it all mucked up with Sharpie. Why is the Sharpie so not juicy? All of the seam allowances are 1/2 inch. Come on. There we go. I wish I could draw in Procreate the way I can draw on a pattern. I could do a curve pretty good, you know? On Procreate, it takes me like 10 tries. Make sure you get your right angles there. All right. Oh, really, Catherine? That would be so fun to me. Well, you know, I have a Patreon tier 3 that has a monthly Zoom, for those of you who don't know, and I would be so down to do that during that little monthly Zoom. Oh, that's cool, Terry. Yeah, carbon paper is the original way to trace. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, people are just tossing it now. Your pokey needle wheel. All right, so let's see. So based on my sketch, I had kind of a focal point about right here in the middle, right? You know, something like that. Sorry, you can't even see. So memorize that. Hi, Eliza. How's it going? You're back. So there was like this little point here. Put you on the list? Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe I'll just set up a separate one. That would be really fun. I would so love, I actually thought about creating a Procreate club because I'm kind of a noob too. All right, so do we like that that line was in the middle? We kind of did, huh? Right here, and then the focal point here. Maybe, I feel like higher will look a little bit maternity. You know what I mean? Like if I put that point up here and it comes down here, it all of a sudden either gets a maternity vibe for me or a 60s vibe. So I was thinking putting it lower felt a little bit more modern, but I could be wrong. I'm actually not very good about style sense stuff. It doesn't, Barbara. Well, you know, mine's inside here. Let's see. What do you guys think about the style line? Okay, where's the, I must have a scrap of it. I don't think it does though. I mean, you can see it, but it's tough. I wouldn't count on it. Maybe if you ran it in ink. Don't do that though. Nice, Sweet Pea. I forgot your name. Procreate Club. Ooh, you guys are getting me excited. What do you think about lower? Lower? I feel like right about here. Let's see, this is 9.5 and 10.5. So it's like an inch above the middle right now. And then I'm thinking about in the middle of the shoulder, like that. So remember, this is on the half, right? So this is what's really nice about Procreate too. You can really see your spacing, you know. So say we did this about here, right? If we did our first line right here, that would be how big our triangle is. Because it's really easy to be like, oh, I want it right here. Because proportionally, I think my eye wants to make it like this. But then it makes it more of a really big triangle. We could break that up if we wanted, though. Not at the bust line. Okay, Procreate's a drawing app for iPad, Eliza. It's kind of niche-y. Yeah, it's $10 flat fee. It's super fun. Tammy, that's right, Sweet Pea, thank you. So, not at the bust line. I mean, the bust line's about right here. I think you're kind of right about that. I'm going to get my dress form. Well, I forget you guys are with me with my microphone. I wish I had that black tape I see people use, you know? So, yeah, is it that, are you thinking of that cross your heart? It's that kind of cross your heart thing. I don't mind it that high. Does that really bug you? Here's my bust. Like the lower than the middle. It's more like, you guys are thinking like down here. I just feel like it's this huge expanse then up here. Am I wrong? I guess we are breaking it up a bit. So let's see if I can get this juncture down here, like the underbust. Is that what you're thinking? Yeah, washi tape would be good. Looks more modern on the high bust. I don't want it too high because I feel like if it's up here, it looks maternity for me. Am I wrong about that? What about like right there? What about like right there? It's like, it's about 2 inches above the full bust. Maybe right under? I don't either, Barbara, but I think that the pie slices are going to help that. Off center, we could do it off center. I'm a little worried about that juncture being close to the, you know, boob. A crossing guard, not in these fabrics, it won't. It will not look like a crossing guard uniform in these fabrics. Superhero costume. Even in those fabrics. All right, well, what about, we could do a different, you know, color blocking thing. You know, like, aren't these too cute? Look at them. That's when we first got Loki and Molly was finally letting him sit next to her. Okay, so we have, oops. I just moved my favorites thing up there. All right. Keeping my original. Okay, so what if, I mean, we could do something more, you know, like curved. Oof, I don't know about that. True, Elena. What was the color block top you just made with that help inform your decision? It's what color block top did I just make, Libby? Does this feel too patchworky? But it's less. Is that lifting and separating exactly? What do you guys think of that? Curve, horizontal, and straight. Curve, horizontal, and straight. I don't know what that means. It was a triangle from, oh, the pinnacle. Yeah. Yeah, the pinnacle. Yeah, the pinnacle is, the pinnacle starts from the neckline, but the neckline is in the middle of my bra. Yeah. That is a good tip to think about that one. It's also really low cut, so it doesn't look maternity to me. Yeah. You'd make those lines straight. Kind of go for like pop, it was an upside down. Yeah. It was a pinnacle. All right, so you're thinking, Mullen's thinking, wait. Isn't this one, did I just lower the opacity? No, I didn't. All right, so I should have made a bunch of copies of this little thing. I could just duplicate. I don't know why I'm retracing it every time. But you're thinking straight, straight, straight. More like that. Straight or curved. Oh, no, I mean the top you are drawing on horizontal curved and the vertical line straight. Okay. Horizontal line curved. This is not the same eraser. There we go. Okay. It's hard to do this one-handed. This isn't very straight, but it would be. Easier to sew. That would be easier to sew. I like that. So this one is, do we want this a little more curved? I mean, we can kind of go like this and then distort it a little. Whoops. Okay. So you guys are liking this one here. And this one was the curved one, right? That's pretty cool. And then do we do the same thing on the back? Ugh. The neckline's kind of low, so maybe I need to drop this down a little bit. I can remember how to do that. Maybe drop it down there. You know, get it away from the neckline. What's that called? Designer at large. Okay, so let's get rid of this one here. Delete. Delete. Duplicate. Oops. Right here. And now what are we going to do on the back? Because we don't really need all of that in the back, but we could do some of it. I mean, we could do all that in the back. Do we do it reverse? Why does this look so asymmetrical? Because I'm drawing with one hand holding this. Okay, I got my iPad's freaking heavy. Front, back. Merge those two layers. To the bottom of the back. Oh, I see what you're saying. Zigzag. I like that. Yeah, so like the side view, you're thinking, right, is if this is the front and this is the back, right? So let's see, what is that? If this is the front, it would come here, right? And this is what I'm looking at right here, is right here, right here. Whoop, whoop. Okay. And then, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like that zigzag. The isolates it, yep. Line over the shoulder. Yeah, I think since I flipped it over here, this is a symmetrical top, it really is. We could carry that line over the shoulder exactly like, but it would be on the other side. Wait, no, it is actually this side. Yeah. If the back horizontal line curves so it would accentuate or upper curved upper back. What if we y'all making this hard on me to sew. Let's see. I mean, we could invert it. I kind of like that idea. How was it before? Let's see. Can you see that? So that's how it was. Oh, you're not going to let me do that again? Okay. So here, if we wanted to invert this, because so there's a line here and a line here. Right? And then does this go to the, where does this go? If it doesn't go to the side seam down here, or maybe I'm doing that. Oh, okay, wait a second. Okay. So, can you see that better? So if the back horizontal line, it went like this, and if we did it more like, why aren't you writing? So then we can keep this line over here, but it's curved, right? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but it's so much better, Celeste, if it's not a coffin top. That's just from a funny story my friend told me about going to a knitting group, and they were sharing their makes, and one of them was sheepishly like, she finished this gorgeous sweater, and all of the cool details and cables and yarn overs and all the stuff was on the front, and she was like, it is a coffin sweater. And they were all like, ha, 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 you know, and my friend was like, what's a coffin sweater? And they were like, well, you know, like if you were laying in a coffin to the world, only people would see the top. So it only has to look good on the front. And that just stuck with me. So, all right, let's stop here. We're not going to have time to do 2 garments if we, if we keep working on this one. All right. So now we have an asymmetrical, you guys, we have an asymmetrical garment. Celeste might be onto something now. I need more paper. Let's see, I'm going to prop up my iPad so I can look at it. Yeah, fabrics just make it not a coffin. That's true, right? Good point, good point. We're just going to tape these together. When you're in first pattern phase, you get to tape all the pieces you want together. One of these days I'll need a GoFundMe for just my tape usage. Isn't that great, Zigzag? I know. I know. It really sticks with you for kind of the rest of your garment making life, because she told me that probably 25 years ago. Oh man. All right, I'm going to use my rotary knife to cut this top out. Maybe I'll get rid of the flutter sleeve on this since we're putting so much effort on the color blocking. But I kind of want to add it too. All right, so yeah, and I think Libby's got a point with adding like shaping and hiding it in some of these seams. All right. So we're kind of like this. No, that's the back. The front. All right, now I need another color. The front is more like that. I'm gonna move over so you can see me better. All right, here's my design. Front. I feel like I could go up higher, like that. I'm kind of giving myself an opportunity to have a perpendicular, right angle there. And then we have a straight line down, kind of a little bit off center like this. And then to the top shoulder, it's more like that. I'm going to make this a little easier for you to see. Okay. Thought I was going to the right one there. Okay. All right, you can kind of see it now. this one, this one, this one. And then let me get rid of good to have a good visual. All right, what do you guys think of that? Something like that. Do we need more curve? I feel like we have more curve here. It kind of levels out about right here. Terry. Oh, Sydney. What the heck? Sydney, thank you. Oh, that'll be so fun to have you in the Patreon Zooms. All right, I'm going to raise this up a little bit. And then this is kind of reminding me of, remember when you guys designed the Ideal bag? There's something about this line right here. I know that this one was supposed to be perfectly straight, but do you see how it has this little bend right here? Right there? I kind of like it, you know? Because then it ends up becoming parallel with this. What do you guys think of that? Or do you think it should be more, you know, like perfectly straight? You're gonna go for perfectly straight. You think so, Kim? Yeah. All right, so let's do this, and then we're gonna curve that a little bit because we really want, I mean, I don't really like a point at my shoulder seam. I don't want my shoulder seam to be like this. I'd much rather it be like this. That's just me though. It doesn't have to be like that. A point would be, you know, a little easier to sew, I will admit. All right, so let's make these pattern pieces. We have our front. Let's get our back as well. A bend, you like the bend too? Okay, you guys, good. I like the bend too. Y'all like that. Yeah, it's kind of sometimes those drawing mistakes lead to good things. I'm just going to trace this off real quick. Really, I could just cut it out too, because I am cutting this size. Right, Ray? The ultimate tracing wheel, the rotary knife. But I don't think you can do this with the patterns that come inside the book. You're going to have to trace them. Okay. That's a good question, Sydney. Thank you for the Patreon patronage. It's such a mouthful, isn't it? All right, so let's look at this, how it relates to each other. So we're going to put it wrong sides together right here, right? That could end up being on my boob. This top looks pretty roomy. It's pretty it looks pretty open too. Like I think this is a pretty open neckline. Yeah, that's like perfectly on the point of my boob. But you know, it's such a big top that I feel like, so maybe I could move it over a little bit. Can you guys even see that? If I move this over a little bit, you'd see the style lines a little better. Unless maybe if I do this curve that we're talking about, you know. You like how I give you visuals? And then that's not there either, this black line right there. Let's try that. All right, so that means we need to carry over the lines to the back. So we're just gonna line it up on the seam line. And it's my red line, and I'm gonna mark this like this so that I can kind of know. Maybe I'll even put the front line a little bit further. And then let's do the shoulder, line it up on the seam line. Not on the cut edge, but on the seam line. Like this. And what's the other one we gotta do? Those are the only two that touch each other, right? Yeah, because this one's vertical, and then the back kind of goes up. All right. And then this one, just line it up in the center. It'll be about right here. Okay. Yeah, I like the curve too. I think that would help let's hope that helps the boob thing. It's an experiment. Okay, so let's put you here. And then this one is going the other way. So here's my sketch right now. Like that. And then this one. All right. Are you, Sydney? Oh yeah, it's almost Friday for everybody, not me. Today is my Wednesday. You want to be sewing. You got all that fun fabric coming. Of course you do. All right, so I think the best way to do this is to cut away your pieces, cut apart your pieces, and then add seam allowances to both edges. Now the other way you could do it if you wanted to save a little bit of taping is you add the seam allowance to one edge right now, and then you add double the seam allowance to the other edge, because you have to make up what was cut away and you have to add your seam allowance, right? So the issue with doing it that way is that you might run into some minor like lining up issues if you're not careful, you know? So it's your choice. So in other words, you know, if I added this 1/2 inch right now, let's see, we really want a right angle here to make this transition a little better. Okay. Let's draw our lines in black. It's not quite a curve, but we did achieve something to get rid of the humpback, right? It might even be kind of flattering because it'll look a little bit like it's scooped in the back. So that's our back right now. And so if I add 1/2 inch to this line going this way, right? So say I add a 1/2 inch here and then cut it away, cut that piece off. then I would need to add an inch to this edge on this piece going this way and an inch to this edge. Does that make sense? It's not a coffin top. What are you talking about? This is the back. Excuse me, miss. I take very serious umbrage with that. So yeah, so we'll just cut it apart and we'll tape on our seam allowance. Now, you got to really make sure you keep track of all your pieces. You know what? In fact, before we cut it all apart, let's put in our notches, all right? Let's put in our notches. So I would just start, you know, adding notches to your piece like this. And don't do the same thing every time. Because you run risk of interchanging your pieces or going, oh, both these notches start 2 inches away from the edge, they must go together, and then they don't, you know. So the way you would assemble this is you're going to sew these two together, sew these two together, and then you're going to sew this whole long line, you know. So like that one's about 4 inches away. We'll put this one closer. We'll put the double up at the top. And then I don't think we're going to need a notch for that, but we could put a notch at these line-up points for the seams, like that. See that? All right. Now we can kind of keep cutting it apart. All right, so keep your pieces together, and maybe you even do this. You draw yourself a little schematic. Whoops. Like that. And we know it goes like this, right? Like this, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we have our, we can trust it. Oh, yeah, exactly, Debbie. Right, it's a funny term. You learn something new every day. Well, at least we hope to, right? Although that kind of is overwhelming, learning something every day. Can I get that on there? No. This is the drawback with color blocking. You're going to use a lot of tape. I'll try and use less than usual so it goes faster. I'm already going to cheat and use my see-through ruler to put on the 1/2 inch seam like this. But you can. This is such a great way to demonstrate why these are so indispensable. The see-through ruler, especially for pattern drafting. Make sure you don't get any bubbles. It's kind of a trick. All right. And I suggest just doing... thanks for subscribing, Jennifer. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So when you have these things like the seams are looking like this, so this is the edge right here, right? So this juncture right here, so Most people are just gonna cut this in line here, the seam allowance, right? But you can put a taper to it like you do on a shaped hem. If you are doing something where you really want that seam allowance to get caught in the seam, right? So then you would, you know, fold it back or do the technique I taught you how the other day, yesterday I think, right? Yeah. And then you'd have this little taper here. So then it gets caught in that hem edge there. Because sometimes what happens is you will have a seam allowance that doesn't get caught in the finished edges at the ends, and it's kind of awkward. It looks a little unfinished, in other words. This isn't going to be a problem, though, where this one's at. All right, so we have one. Hi, Adina. Nice to see you. All right. Look at all these Streamlabs notifications. I don't think the timing on them is correct. Like, I set it up a certain way, but I don't think it happens the way I set it up. You know, I'm suspicious. All right, quick and dirty seam allowance application. We already have all of our notches. Are they pretty? No. They will work though. So remember to include them. Make sure that you're keeping them perpendicular to that edge that we added them to. And I like to do this to kind of accentuate it. Put that little like zoop over it. I have a notcher, but when I'm just doing paper patterns like this, that notcher is not going to show up very well. Let's see, on this piece, this is the side back. So this right here, this edge needs seam allowance, right? Am I right? Nope, that's the side seam. This is the, because the straight seam's on this side. Okay, great. Phew. Gotta make sure. With paper, maybe it'll fit better. Oh, it gotta go like this. There we go. Can I get that on there? I can get that on there. You better believe I can. We're going for speed. Let me get rid of this here. I think we'll overlock this. You could French seam this though, because like I said, the order of operations would permit it. You know? I think it can get bulky is the only thing you got to worry about, depending on what fabrics you're using. Okay, we have 4. 1, 2, we just skipped 3, right? Let's secure some of our paper on the back. The worst part is if you catch your taped on stuff on something else and then it just rips off and you don't know it. You know? It also makes it a lot easier to handle. It's just worth it. It's a gift to yourself. Like, that's what we like to say. All right, so this one needs a seam allowance. So maybe when you're doing your notches, that's a good time to maybe give yourself a little like indication, like a circle, like, oh, this edge and this edge are gonna be the ones that need seam allowance before you cut it apart so you don't get too confused. You can also add it, all your paper first and then add it like this. Lay flat, please. There we go. Oh, I didn't get that quite in there. You gotta love all the pattern purists out there. I find this mostly with people who aren't trained. They don't like this. They don't like this Franken paper stuff. They say it's not like proper. It's proper. Oh, I was going to mention that, Lynn, because I think a lot of us have seen that hack where someone puts, oh, it's on their scissors. They put weight magnets, like those magnets I was showing you when I was doing the quilting on the rug. Because I added magnets to my machine to indicate the spacing between the channels I was quilting on that rug. And they do that on scissors too. They'll put the magnets, as many as it takes to get to the width that they want, and then they just sit there and cut with lining the magnets up with that edge. I think that's particularly helpful if you use patterns that don't include seam allowance. I have this catch in this ruler. I gotta throw this ruler away. I caught it once, so it keeps catching now. But my only issue with that is that adding magnets to your scissors magnetizes your scissors, and that's kind of dangerous because you might get pins on them. They'll stick to it and you won't even see it, and it'll ruin your scissors. I know this from experience. All right, so we have our back. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. You guys got to start thinking about our fabric placements. No, I don't, Florentine. Franken paper, yeah. Oh yeah, random leftover scraps, absolutely. I go through way too much paper to use a clean piece for everything. Yes, exactly, Lynn. In fact, I feel like I saw that tip in conjunction with a Berta pattern. Here we go. All right, let's back to our original Franken paper. Oh, your magnets are too, yeah, so the ones I have are these neodymium, like super strong ones left over from this project. They're super thin, so I could add as many as I want or take them off. So let's see here. I kind of want to make sure that I'm lining this up. So I'm going to take this one here. Okay. And then we want our it was 1, 2, right? And our shoulder. Like that. And this is going this way and going this way. All right, those are the two seams we need to match. Oh wait, let's write back. Let's write back on all these. And, whoops, I wrote Bach. I'm going to write RSU, which means right side up, cut 1. Cut 1. This is a pretty sloppy way to do this. You know what I forgot? The grain line. Let's go back and add it. I'm hurrying up and I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. We're going to also notch the center back neck right here. We have this fold line is a good grain line reference. And then if this was attached here, this is number 2. We're going to measure over and put in our grain line on this piece. because this may be really important if you're using stripes or something directional and you don't want it to look crooked, okay? So let's add in these. Yeah, you could totally do this with scraps, exactly. Totally agree with that. Now this should be parallel, right? But let's add this to number 3 next. We can just add this piece here like that, and we can just carry this down. That looks off. Doesn't that look off? Oh wait, I have my fold line. Oh my goodness. This is my grain line. It's not. Okay, that is such an optical illusion. I don't know about you guys, but that's an optical illusion. This looks crooked. All right, so let's add it to this piece. You really want your grain line. It looks like I made that straight line parallel, but let's make sure. I may not have, because I was kind of doing it visually. All right, and that is how you backtrack and find all your grain lines. Very important. And that center back notch, you need that too. 1, 2, 3, 4. And mark them. You're going to get your front and your back confused if you don't. Oh, wow, Allison. All right, Kim. Nice seeing you. I still got to record and edit my Friday sews. I bet you do too. Or maybe you're way ahead of me. Oh, wow, Allison. Well, how'd they turn out? Do you like them? It's never too late for a pair of lounge pants, right? I need some hair behind my ear because it gets sore. All right. Let's make sure that this, do we want this perfectly parallel? I mean, kind of. So now we know the black lines are the ones we're going for. And we're going to yeah. And then we have this little curve happening here. It's going to be like that. All right, so this time, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna mark it now. Cut 1, right side up, front, top, cut 1. I would never normally circle a number, and it's kind of a bad thing that I did circle this for me, because a circled amount is always my cut amount. So yeah, front, top, cut 1, RSU, front, top, whoops. Cut 1, RSU, and then we're going to put our grain lines on. Oh, really, Allison? So how was the high-waisted, because you always write into the high-waisted. Oh, hello, Susie, how's it going? Because they added that, right? The high-waisted thing. Everyone says that those pants are low rise, but I didn't find them to be. I honestly think that it's just a trick of the photo on the cover of the pattern. I'm not saying that they're like high though. I'm just saying they're not as low as the pattern looks, but I don't know. I don't have a pair I made those and sent them off, and they weren't my size. But I tried them on, and I was like, oh, they were too small. But I was like, oh, these aren't too low. A square. Yeah, that exactly, Beverly. Yeah, putting a square is a better indication, especially for me. This circle around the number probably doesn't mean anything for you guys, but for me, I am so programmed about that. I got to be careful. All right, we need a grain line on this piece and a grain line on this piece right here. So we'll put this at 5 inches here. So much easier when you do it before you've cut it apart. Should be parallel to this cut line. Doesn't look like it though, does it? I just straightened this, didn't I? 3 1/4. 3 1/4. I mean, I thought. Not really though. Usually my patterns aren't this messy, but whoo, man, they are kind of a nightmare. All right, so let's put the grain line on this piece over here. We'll put it like 10 inches away. I also like grain lines to go the full length of a pattern piece because you never know if you're matching a stripe or a plaid. Having it run off of the edges at the top and the bottom can be really helpful. Yeah, our letters. I just did that really quickly because we want to make sure we keep track of these pieces. Now we need our notches. So we're going to do single notches on this one because it is the front. I use double on the back. And then this one, that's about 3 inches down. So let's put this one at about here. And we'll put one down here. Okay, so we have notches on those two, notches on these two. And then, do I think I need a notch? I mean, I have one, I'm gonna have one here. So this has a notch to the seam, and I'm gonna have one here. That's what I'm gonna do. That's my plan, I'm sticking to it. Oh, it just evens out, oh. Interesting. That's interesting. They only raised the front rise? Yeah, that's right. Okay. I know what line I'm cutting. And it's the ones that I matched up to the back. Okay. Look at this crazy piece. And like I said, you know, you could put a circle or something to indicate, oh, these are the edges I need the seam allowance on, you know? Because some of them already have seam allowance. You don't want to accidentally add it to the wrong edge. Okay. This piece is kind of crazy. We also need a center front notch right here. Okay. Anyone else sick of Sharpies? Hey, Penny. How's it going? All right. Let's see. Here we go. I like these nice long pieces that you think are trash, and they're so useful for exactly this. No, I nicked my ruler. Because then it'll have a catch. So where would you guys have put pockets? Do you think that you would still add them to something that's this busy? Front. Or number 1. Okay, so let's see. Will this work here? Oh, it does. This is almost like a yoke. Yeah, I agree. Exactly. It's just Miller's the same. Yeah, I've made a couple of those bows. I totally agree, Zuzi. My only issue with that bow is how big it is. You know, like I think, what am I catching? I think brought mine in quite a bit. Allison, you're doomed to have to make your sweatpants now. I think that is true. Like once you make something, it's almost like you can never go back. You feel kind of guilty. Don't feel guilty. Because sometimes we see things in the store that we like the fabric of better, you know? Any tape. Big surprise, right? Oh, wrong drawer. Uh-oh, last one. Ooh, that's the recycling. Inseam, you know, yeah. An inseam pocket would be kind of cool. You know, like I'm picturing a little phone pocket that is, oh, that would be so fun. I wonder if those are in the book. Huh. Because you can do a little drop pocket in a seam. You know what I mean? So they look invisible to the outside world. So you know, you could have a little chest pocket right there. That'd be cute. Yeah, exactly, Sydney. You could, but you could, yeah, so then, I mean, that's the thing, right, Adina? Sometimes, like, I think picking and choosing the time you spend sewing on the things that you really want the effort put in on, it's okay to do that. I don't make my own bras, you guys. I would totally make a bra with you guys, maybe especially if it were like a sponsored stream and someone's like, oh yeah, I'm totally fine with you learning how to make a bra with my materials, you know. I would be down for that. The thing is, like, and I probably don't talk about this a whole lot, but I mean, you guys all know I had a breast reduction growing up when I was really busty, and it was a really big, you know, it was a really emotional thing being young with a bust like that. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of, you know, baggage with that for me. And for years I couldn't get a bra that fit me. And now I can. And so in a way it is such sweet relish that I can just order a bra that is my size and it fit me. It's not always like that. It's not easy, but it's easier now. And I like that. It's like, I don't really want to make my own bra. It's like, for me, I'm like, I can just buy one now, you know? Same with the jog bra. I buy my jog bras from SheFit, and they're amazing. I'm still very busty. I definitely still grew after my reduction, and I don't like bounce at all. And those are amazing. Those SheFit bras, you can adjust them. And I don't have to dislocate my shoulder getting in and out of them, which I have done for years practically. You won't see me making my own jog bra. I also won't put a shelf in a cami. You know? So Would I sew that for someone else? Yeah, I mean, like for a sponsored stream or whatever, for something fun. I'm totally up for it. I'm not afraid to sew it, but I don't need it, so I'm not going to spend the amount of money it would take to get that kind of stream together, because when you buy this materials for a bra, you have to buy so many things that the initial investment is kind of high. And then once you're making them a lot, it probably doesn't cost very much because you already have a lot of the same things that you can kind of draw on. Oh, I already have some of these components and stuff, and you're just kind of replacing your materials. But because I've seen some really cool kits from like Bra Maker Supply and Tailor Made, and I follow them on Instagram. I'm totally lured. Yeah, She Fit. Did you really, Sharon? Awesome. I mean, I'm one of those crazy people that was so thankful and thrilled with getting that surgery that any person I got a whiff of interest in, and they would say, you know, I'm considering getting that. I'm like, do you want to see my scars? Like, I am like, let me show you. I will tell you all about it, you know. And I actually had kind of a hard recovery. Everybody I've known that's had it hasn't had the hard recovery I had. So, and I still changed my life. I was athletic. It was really hard on a high school girl to be like that at her high school, you know. And people always thought I was overweight too because of it. And when I had it done, I think I lost 7 pounds just in breast tissue. I just said, oh, I did it over Christmas break. I just said, oh, I had a flu. I lost a lot of weight. These people were so unobservant. They were out there thinking I lost like 40 pounds when I lost 7. Yeah, that's awesome, Beverly. Yeah, it is. And you know, it's funny because I had to go up against a few people that were like, you shouldn't change the way you look. And I was like, this is a medical issue. I'm getting dents in my shoulders. My back was starting to hurt, and I was 17. I could still nurse, by the way. I could still nurse. I was 17. Yep. And Eliza, She Fit. I will find them for you. I love that place. Yes, is it an $80 bra? Most likely. And I bought 3 because I love that thing. Here. Love this brand. And they cater to all sizes. Right, Adina? That's so true. You were 29 when you had your, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yamelin, I know that's probably really hard for you to have to like navigate that with your daughter. I really get that like firsthand because my mom didn't have that issue, and it wasn't that she wasn't sympathetic, but she was just like, well, we can't really do anything about that. And one day we were school shopping, probably, and she was like, you have to get a new bra. And I had been using the same one for so long. It was so stretched out. It was falling apart. It was ratty. And I was like, I don't want to do it. And, you know, they didn't have anything that fit me in the store. And I had practically a breakdown in the store. And it was so embarrassing, you know, and I was so self-conscious about it. And my mom didn't say anything, and she kind of dropped it. And a few weeks later, she surprised me with a consult with a really good plastic surgeon, and my insurance paid for it. Just so you guys know, that insurance will pay for that in a lot of cases. And they took one look at me and they paid for it. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't get it from your mom, you get it from your dad. You get your breast size from the dad side of the family, most likely. Yeah. You get it from the dad's side. Weird. It's like how I think men get their hairline from their mother's side. I don't know anything about genetics. Anyway. Okay. But yeah, I'm pretty open and honest about it if anyone wants to direct message me and talk about it, because it was really great. It's not for everybody. It is an intense surgery. It is not like getting a breast enhancement. It is far more intense than that. I will be very honest about that. And it's intense for everybody, I would imagine. It's a pretty invasive surgery. All right, so I wanted to look at how she tells you how to do this little sleeve thing. So I do it kind of similarly. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here's a little cap sleeve. Oh yeah, we could just use the cap of the sleeve. And I was thinking about making it kind of fluttery. It actually, though, what we want is kind of a ruffle. And you know, I don't know. Does she have a ruffle? She has this kind of ruffle. So I'm just kind of looking through the book, seeing what she has. Right, Adina? Exactly. It is. Right, Libby? Exactly. I know. Yeah, so that's my long story of why I don't need a bra. I don't want to make a bra. I am so happy that I can actually order it. And those she-fit bras, I used to always buy the exact same jog bra through Title IX, which is a women's fitness apparel catalog, because they always had these really great, and I still think this is great, but they had a lot of athletic bras, and they rated them with these little dumbbell symbols for like bounce, more bounce to less bounce. And like I say, I think that that's a woman's preference, because a bounce does not bug a lot of women. And for me, any bounce bugs me. It kind of hurts up. It hurts in my chest. And so, and I just don't like bouncing. I think it's also that self-conscious thing, that throwback from being in high school and being self-conscious about any kind of bounce. And so I used to always get this, I think it was a Champion bra. And honestly, I just got sick and tired of trying to pull it on. And they have this bra called the Frog bra, which zipped up. And I was just like, oh my God, a zipper? I don't want a zip-on bra. That thing looks like body armor. And then, and people swore by it, but it just literally looked so too much. And so then when I discovered the She-Fit, which is a zip-on bra, it is so easy to get on, you guys, because you put it on. After the first time you've adjusted it and not put all your straps where you want, which is like these little Velcro tabs, and there's a Velcro tab around the rib cage. When you go to put it on, there's two bra hooks that you just connect it here, because you're still busty, you're still like, you know, you hook it and then you can zip it up. And then there's these little soft things that go over the zippers. You don't feel it at all. So it's so fast. Like I stopped wanting to work out because I couldn't stand putting on that dang bra. It's too much work. I was getting to a point where I thought I'd hurt myself, you know? Oh, that's cute. She has a shirt tail hem demo, and she uses the cap of the sleeve to do it. That is so cute. Like, that's a cute idea. Like, it doesn't change the look. You know, there's the shirt tail. Wait, here's the shirt tail hem. But she has you use the cap of the sleeve to draft it. That's so fun. I love that. So clever. That's the word I'm looking for, clever. Okay, I thought this little ruffle was an idea that was in here, and it's not. What other sleeve embellishment could I do? I could do a cuff. I could do just a full-on ruffle, like, you know, like that, hanging straight out of the sleeve. I think that'd be kind of interesting, actually. I kind of like that idea. Let's do that. Let's do that. All right, so we're going to take our pattern piece that we haven't adulterated the sleeve on. Isn't there? Here we go. So we have our front and our back. There's the armhole. So many pattern pieces. Oh my goodness. I have this pile of scraps over here. Okay, let's measure this on the hemline here. So that's 10 plus their seam allowance here, so that makes it 9. This one's probably a little smaller if this is the front, right? Oh, it's 10 as well. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, okay. So it's 9. And typically when you're doing a ruffle, you just need to decide what the ratio of gathers is that you want to the finished amount. So it's like when you're figuring out curtains and they'll say, do you want, what is the phrasing they use? 2 to 1 and 1.5. So like a 1 to 1 ratio would be 0 gathers, right? And if 1.5 would be 1.5 the finished garment to 1, which is the finished garment. So the more ruffles, and the more you do, the harder it gets to put it in. If you're using thin fabric, it's fine. You can put 2, 2.5. I've even seen way more than that, like with tulle, you know, like with tutus and things like that. But if you're doing something like a ruffle on a sleeve, probably in that 1.5 to 1 3/4 range is about where you want to stay, especially if the fabric's kind of stiff. But here's the deal. With something like this, because it's a straight opening, right? So let's overlap this. We're going to overlap this at the shoulder line here, right? This is pretty much a straight edge. So you could put a piece of fabric, we'll make it 2 times the length, and we'll gather it up what we can and we'll fit in what we can. It's pretty easy that way. Welcome back, Terry. You get your boys' food? And so let's just give ourselves a measurement to cut this so that we don't need a pattern piece for this, but we're gonna give ourselves a piece of paper so that we remember to cut it. All right, so for sleeve ruffle, and let me draw you guys a picture to make sure you guys approve of this ruffle that I'm doing. We're going to make it, so the finished sleeve opening is 18 inches. Double that would be 36 inches. Ooh, I don't think we can do that. So let's do 1.75. I really don't think we can do double. So that's 31.5 plus our seam allowance. 32.5 inches. And what do we think as far as the size of this ruffle? Burger King, that's easy. I don't care if you know my code. All right, so now we're doing this. So we're talking about doing a kind of a ruffle that kind of just sits out here. This reminds me of Katie Courtman. It's like something she would do. I don't really like this pen for drawing ruffles and things like that. Oops. So something like that. I think it'll look cuter in person. Hi, Quilter. Yeah, I am. 3 inches maximum. So let's see, 3 inches would be right here. I think you're kind of right about that. Three inches. I'm so bright up there. It's an arm skirt. It's an arm skirt. It's definitely going to be kind of not a typical sleeve finish, but there's a lot of people doing those big ruffles over their armhole like this. It's not going to be like that. It's going because it's going to be off the shoulder a little bit and hanging. We could even do it pleated. We could do it pleated and it would be flatter. You know what I mean? You know? I'm drawing this really badly. Really badly. But do you guys remember when I did it on the... I actually was a Sonia Phillip, the dress number 1. I did it on the sleeve hem of that. And it's kind of nice because then it's flatter. It's not something going like sticking straight out. But if we want that sticking straight out thing, I think that could look good too. But, you know, with pleats, you're going to get something a little bit flatter, you know? I used to sew with paper so much, you know, like this. And it can even go down. The pleats can go down. Yeah, I like that, Eliza. I think you're right. I also think that it has the potential to be flatter. So let's see. Let's do some maths. If our sleeve is 18 inches, and say we want our pleats to be, you know, something like that. I think we're gonna have to do kind of a shallower pleat, like a 1/2 inch. So that means 1 inch per pleat. You're gonna have to probably allow yourself a lot of extra because pleats are notoriously tricky to plan out, because not only do you have like, okay, you need to add this extra inch, you also have the spacing between them. Yeah. Yeah, right, Ursula? I think it's a little classier and simple. And yeah, the structure, I love pleats. I really love them. So you can make your pleats look bigger by spacing them apart, but still keep them kind of shallow. This is different than tucks. Tucks are like sewn straight down. You know, they're kind of on the outside of the garment, you see them. So pleats are going to hang loose out here. So, you know, there may be some flaring here. So my recommendation when you're doing pleats is to allow a lot of extra fabric. If you're doing it something like on a waist, like a skirt or something, you're going to have to do some math and you have to figure it out. And my recommendation is to draw it. So, okay, and even if you just do a little scale model. So here's my skirt, right? And I want these pleats to be 1 inch apart, all right? Okay, so you're okay now, right? Now all you need to add is you need to find out how many 1 inch apart pleats you can get across your skirt, and hopefully your waist is whole numbers. Because if your waistline of your skirt is 33.5, what are you going to do with that extra 1/2 inch? That 1/2 inch is really not a whole lot to worry about. If you're not really precise, or the fabric kind of lends itself to not letting you be very precise, that 1/2 inch is going to get lost in there somewhere. But sewing and planning pleats, you do have to work on precision, especially with the math. So you have your 1 inch apart. So, okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now remember, there's no pleat here at the side seam. So here's the side seam. Here's my pleat, right? Are you going to put one right here? And is it going to be on this side? Are you going to have a double pleat? Like, you have to think about these things. And then you need to add the depth of your pleat to each one of these. So, okay, my front waist is 20 inches. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pleats so far. Let's add an 8th. And then that way what we could do is we can offset it. We can put the first one a 1/2 inch from the side seam and then go 1, 2, 3. Then you kind of get rid of that awkwardness right there. And then you need to add the depth. So are you doing a 1/2 inch depth pleat? That's 1 inch of pleat fabric you need to add to your pleat, because here's your waistline, right? And you need to add all that's missing between there to there. That makes sense. This is a really good visual. So if this was your finished waist, and we'll even draw in our pleats here. Everything that is missing is between those black lines. So here to here. You need to add all this to your waist. This is why pleats are so hard. She added them to the book and she asked if I could help, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a hard one. So that's what you want to do if you're doing it on a skirt. On the sleeve, we're going to be really nice to ourselves, and we're going to be like, okay. In fact, you saw me do this on the sagebrush dress, and I just literally did it on the fly. If you want to be precise, be precise. So you can do that. So we have 18. I think if we cut this still at like 36 inches wide, and then I think Martina's right, or is it Ursula? Martina, I think, said no wider than 3 inches. So we're going to cut this 36 inches long. Maybe we piece it in 2 18-inch pieces yeah, we'll do the full 3 inches. I think that might be kind of cool. Maybe 2.5. Let's do 2.5. So we're going to double it. So we're going to fold the hem. So that's 5 inches plus our seam allowances. Or 18.5 by 6. Cut 2. All right. All right, let's cut. I thought I'd get to all my pattern adjustments on this stream, and I think that's so funny. Haha. I still have my facings here. I gotta clean up my table a little bit. We need these. All right. That sounds nice, Ursula. I am, Libby. Oh, you would do contrast binding? I think that would be really cute. I am trying to use some of the elements out of the book. Plus this color blocking thing. I could have showed you how to make one, you know, seam, and that would have been enough, but we really took it to the nth degree, didn't we? All right, now we got to plan out our fabrics. Red numbers are the back. So this is something you could also do in Procreate. You could take a picture of each one and then drop it into your, I make that sound really easy, but you can then mask it and have, you know, do some trials, you know. All right, you guys, feel free to chime in. Stripes above stripes. I don't know about that, huh? This is a little thicker than these, but I think in a small amount it's going to be okay. I want input. But I like this. I think this could work. I was a little nervous when I saw these fabrics. I was like, oh my gosh, none of these are gonna like, my cameras aren't gonna like any of these fabrics, but they're doing okay. Like none of the, like these stripes, I always avoid these kinds of prints because my cameras don't really like them. They'll start glitching a little bit. Maybe you like this. I like this too. I kind of think like, you know, I like this, but I think a small amount goes a long way. And these are kind of like the teal of this and this kind of ground it, you know. And so I think if we want, we can carry this over to the back doing the exact same thing, and then it'll help that flow of the line going to the back. Maybe turn the black dots. So like this. Oh, that's interesting. These should be diagonal. Wait, you wanted these diagonal. That's a little too dark up there. What about... I kind of like the first way. What do you think of that? Is this too light down here? A little busy and random, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't. I read that the first time you said that, Zuzi, and then I didn't do it. First one. So that was, it's funny seeing my color change on the screen. That was this. I like this a lot, actually. It doesn't bug me that these are next to each other, and I don't know why. I kind of like this. Say, type a number 1 in the chat if you like it this way. This was the first way we had it. And you can type like a number 2 if you want another way. I didn't notice anything, Nancy. Oh, I just read it really quick. I got what you... I can't believe what some people can read in chat and understand. Or use, hi Victoria, remove the teal and use 3, or use real yellow and pink, no gray. Real yellow and pink. What do you mean by, oh, you probably meant teal, yellow, and pink, and no gray. Remove the teal and use, wait, remove teal and use 3 others, or use teal, yellow, and pink, and no gray. See, for me, this is a little too whimsical. And I felt like this kind of helped give it a little bit more, I don't know, seriousness? Let's see what else I have. I have all these too. She sent me no shortage of fabrics. I don't really want to add another stripe though. So this is too much the teal and yellow show. Yeah, I feel like the gray grounds it. It kind of makes it not so kooky. And then she sent me these other two, but I think they'd clash because they're in the mustard. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, Victoria. All right, let's go for it. Oh, what do we want the ruffle to be? You like the 3 without the gray? Malin's with Victoria on this one. You don't like the pink in there? And see, I love the pink. I hope I have enough of the pink. I like the pink because it's kind of like, oh, that's kind of shocking. And that's kind of what I'm going for. But what about the ruffle? Is this too much for a ruffle? Ooh. Ooh. What about that, you guys? Would that help? I think this as the ruffle could be good. I'm putting it up to where the sleeves. True, Martina. It's four pattern fabrics, Elena. Yeah, I'm trying to go so much pattern it becomes one pattern. You think so? We could use one twice diagonal, eliminate the pink one. Libby's like, no pink. The ruffle and the teal. I feel like that's kind of safe. Oh no, Libby's retracting. One with gray sleeves. One meaning you're... Okay, now this is getting a little too messy. You'd move me, use a teal or gray twice diagonally. Oh, I thought you said that then. Not the yellow. Okay. The pink, use teal or gray twice diagonally. So I'd probably have to do this here, and this, if I have enough. Oof. The ruffle's too heavy to, the gray's too heavy to be a ruffle. I mean, I think it's too heavy to be a ruffle. Hi, Glenn. What is ruffle on the right with gray and left with the pink? You guys aren't, you really are not into this pink. I like the pink. You're thinking these 4, you guys? All right. Am I getting closer? Put a T in the chat if I'm getting closer for teal. I hope I have enough. I think I do. There's tons of fabric here. This for the ruffle, I could work. Yes, too many chefs spoil the pot. You know me, I'm good at making an executive decision eventually. Like the pink, but not with the other fabrics. Okay. Choice 1 that you did first with gray sleeve ruffle. Yeah, too many cooks in the kitchen, yeah. You like the pink better than the spotty yellow. I like the pink. I could do the pink as just like one piece. You know what I mean? Like it could be, you know, teal here and then pink on the front and then the yellow on the back or something like that. But that seems kind of complicated. All right, you guys are liking this way. And then what about ruffle? All right, so this is going to be our configuration for the body. Now what about the ruffle? Pink or yellow spot? I could do pink. Which for the ruffle? Me too, Nancy. Yeah, exactly, Lynn. Oh no, Sydney's looking for a command. It does. I don't know why. There it is. It doesn't work. All right, you guys, pink or yellow? Yellow spot, yellow spot, yellow spot. One of each. We could do a little pink chest pocket. I'm determined, aren't I? All right. So this is it would be on the sleeve ruffle. It doesn't work. Yeah, I know, Sydney. Yellow. Okay, there's more yellow spot. Pink. One needs a hint of color. Right, Glenn? I very appreciate all the pink supporters here. How about this? I could bind the neckline in pink. Little tiny bit. That might be too childish. I'll have to go with you on that. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Okay, so this is the ruffle. This is number 4. I mean, luckily I did the same counterclockwise on each of these, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm not sure it works that way on the back. So the front is this. But on the back, it's the opposite actually. Okay. On the back, it's going to be two back, 4 back, 2 back. Oh no, this is number 1. Whoops. 1 and I hope I get it right. Yeah, internal binding. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys are all just like into pink now. None of us will have to wear this. That's true. We're just going for what looks good as hanger appeal. All right, so this one has to be a lot. We're asking a lot of this fabric here, so let's see if we can get all these pieces on here. All right. Okay. First off, let's determine if let's put our pieces together here. 2 front and 1 back. 2 front and 1 back. 2 front, 1 back, okay. This one here, gotta move my dress form, is 4 front, 3 back. Let's hope we get this right. 4 front, 3 back. Okay. And then all the rest of these are you. All right, let's see. Let's see how we do. Oh, these aren't too big. And remember, they're only cut 1 because we are color blocking the whole thing. So you know the idea for this color blocking, I was looking at a fabric website that I'm talking to, and I should have ironed these. Oof. And they had some, for that month where there was So Happy color, they featured like one of Katie Cortman's pictures. And it was really cute. I really loved the colors of it. It was like blues and oranges and cream. And it was kind of that. It kind of had like a point there. It was real similar. Is this the selvage? This is the selvage. All right. You know that gray, Zuzi? I love it. That's the one I was like, oh, when I saw that fabric arrive. It's a newer fabric. It's by Anna Graham for Robert Kaufman, and it's an Essex print. She's Noodlehead. Matching pink underwear. Good thing it's not knit, right? Pink on the bag. We did the bag, didn't we? Okay. Oh yeah, look at this. We have plenty of fabric. I'm not even going to use hardly any of it. I could probably, maybe not. I'm like, could I get it all the way across? This is the challenge I'll make myself. Oh my gosh, I can almost get this across. Okay. We're committed, right? This is it. This is it. We hope Sonia likes this. I don't know what she'll do with it. Don't forget your notches. There's one. Here's one. Not on that one. All right, and we're definitely keeping our pattern pieces together with the cut. Yeah, I totally agree, Elena. Yeah, I've made a few of her patterns. I really like them. I think it's cool. I love her fabrics. And her aesthetic is so amazing. It's so much more in line with probably what I actually use. I can feel some wrinkles in here, and I don't want them to kind of throw off the sizing. All right, notches, only there. Nothing like cutting into someone else's fabric stash. Yeah, I mean, I think like, I love the idea of using scraps to do this kind of patchwork sewing, but I'll be honest with you, it uses so little that every time I'm like, well, now I still have a ton of stuff, you know? But it is really fun, especially if you have small bits of a fabric that you just really loved and you just can't bear to get rid of it. I mean, that's kind of why I did those patchwork pants, because I loved all those cat fabrics and I just kind of had abandoned the quilt they were for. And I was feeling pretty guilty about it, you know? Here's my green line. It's kind of folded on itself. I'm not even measuring to the make sure I'm parallel. I'm not too worried about it though. Kind of awkward there. All right, notches. Notches. We've already got half our pattern pieces cut. This is the fast part, always. Oh, I did. What's it called? Begins with an R. Yeah, it's really cute. It's a little low cut for me, I'll be honest. I love it though. And I was almost instantly bought it and I was like, oh, that's so low cut. I can see people's bras. I'm still too busty for that. And it's funny because I'm not very modest. I am about my cleavage though. This is a lot of fabric. This is Nanny Eero. What kind of maniac sends someone their Nanny Eero to cut in whatever they want? Sonia Phillip is. She's that kind of person. Bravest person in the room. Tell you what. She's going to be so disappointed by how much fabric I send back, I think. She's probably like, yay, someone else is working on my stash. And I'm going to be like, yeah. Even if I could sew all 4 garments I planned, there's no way I could sew through all the fabric she sent me. She sent me so much fabric. Okay, I'm going to look at my stripe here on the grain line. Oh, I just jerked it over. There we go. Just to kind of make sure it's somewhat straight. You were hoping it wasn't a wrap style. Do you not like wrap styles? I'm always suspicious of them, but I think Cashmerette does an amazing job. They always work and they don't gape. I never see anyone pinning them shut. That's the true, for me, true testament. Notches. Notches. When you're trying to place something kind of hard to place, like I'm resting my rotary knife on my finger like this to kind of place it. Sometimes it's like, whoa, you know what I mean? Maybe that's just me though. All right. Yeah, exactly. It is really cute and saucy, and I think people are going to love it. It looks amazing on everybody they're putting it on. All right, just lining up my grain line to a stripe. It doesn't mean the stripes are actually printed on the grain, but it would give the illusion that it's off grain if I don't do that. Got to kind of pick your battles there, you know. I bet that Sonia gets a lot of her fabrics from Stone Mountain and Daughter. Just FYI, everybody. I have a very sneaking suspicion that's where it's from. All right, all of the notches. All right, so now we just have the 2 black pieces, black and gray. Their wraps work really good though, Sydney. I do feel like they are really good. Because when I got that Alcott from Hearts, I was like, well, good. I'm really glad I get to try it because I see so many wrap tops in indie patterns. And I sometimes wonder if it's partly because people don't want to have to fit their pattern very well. So they do a wrap because that's so forgiving for fit. I don't think everybody does that. But I do think that that is sometimes why you see so many wrap tops and dresses on indie companies, on really small ones. Eliza, right? Why can't you send me your fabric, Adina? What did I just say? You don't want to send me your nanny euro? I mean, I'll take it. All right, so we're doing the dots on the cross grain, right? That's what Sydney's request was, and I think we all kind of liked that. How is this folded? Look how many yards are here, you guys. She washed all this. What was I gonna make? There's probably 3 or 4 yards here at least. Yeah, exactly, Susie. Yeah, you really should, Sydney. I really like the Alcott, and then I have the Appleton. I have it. I haven't made it if you want. But I do like the Alcott, and it was really easy to sew. The elastic at that center front edge, key. Okay. A lot of wrinkles. Let's put this over here so there's fewer wrinkles. Night, Malin. Hasta sábado. Okay. I sure miss my big table. But there's nothing I can really do about it because it doesn't change the table I'm going to use to stream on. If I had a bigger table and had more space, I'd have to have the camera farther away. So I could cut the facings in the pink, you guys. So far we're just using the facings. All right, don't forget your notches. I think that's one right there. And that's one right there. This top looks really big. Ooh, pin. Okay. Now the back. And then we have our sleeve ruffles, and then we're finally done planning and cutting and doing color block. We did a whole pattern today. We did a lot of design. We did a lot of planning. I used to say hasta mañana, iguana. It's kind of one of my sayings, but I'm not going to see you guys tomorrow. $15. Oh, really, Libby? You can share which one it is, if you know it. You have the pattern for the knit wrap, but now I made it. I think that's the Alcott. Well, they draft for cup size, Eliza. And isn't it Cashmerette that has a size calculator on their site? So you can actually go, these are my measurements. What size do you recommend that I make? And they take into consideration a lot of your cup and bra measurements. And sizes? Notches, notches. There you go. What's DVF mean? You guys are always teaching me stuff. The like street speak. The sewing street speak. Okay, I won't fold this up right now. Sonia sent fabric for an army, you guys. All right, sleeve ruffle. This is what you guys picked. Hasta mañana, iguana. Yeah. There's a bunch. Like I've gathered a few over the years, and I was like up to like 6 of them, and I've forgotten almost all of them because you know there's like a see you later alligator, but there's some really cute ones. I'll have to remember what they are because one time I said it to some people I didn't know very well in like a party chat, and one of them said something back, and I was like, oh, I haven't heard that. I was so excited to meet someone else who said stuff like that. All right, so we need 1 at 36, let's see, or 2 at 18. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, per sleeve. This is a cool print. This is exactly what to do with all your Akino and fun prints that you're like, I really wanted it, but I don't know what the heck I'm gonna make with it. So you just use it as a little hit in your color blocking. I wanna know what your dad says, Susie. Maybe he has a good comeback. And I want to know what it is. All right, so we're going to do... thanks for subscribing, Cheesecake. Oh my God, now I want cheesecake. 36 by 6 inches. I'm going to use this puppy here because this is a 6-inch ruler. We're going to put it close to the cut edge, so at least we can leave her a piece here. And this is for our pleated sleeve ruffle that we're going to do on the fly because that's how I roll. And I think it's a little easier and less intimidating if you just kind of give yourself a little bit of space to kind of do it on the fly, and then that way you don't feel like, okay, I ran out or I had too much. Just give yourself a little extra. Okay. All right, I feel a wrinkle under here, so I'm just going to kind of hold it a little bit, get rid of it. And sewing it, if we do it on the fly, it'll be a little funny at the end when we kind of get to the full circle. But what we could do is pleat it up first, fit it to the armhole, and then we'll know how to finish it into the round. I know I'm kind of talking out loud, but I'm already sewing in my head and planning for this. Oh, Diane von Furstenberg. Oh, that's pretty cool. Classic. All right, let's lay it out and see if I got it right. I'm a little nervous about that. Oh, we have the facings. And you guys said I could use the pink on something on the inside, so I'm doing it. Okay. Oh, Elena. Hey, thanks. Oh my gosh. 2 new patrons today. That's awesome. I'm always curious, like, what was the deciding thing? Like, what is it, you know? What can we do? We're going to have fun together. Well, I mean, Adina, I think it just depends on what you have on hand, you know? Like, I definitely see what people are saying about some of my choices. This is a really narrow facing. Personally, I would make this wider. I think a 2-inch facing is a lot easier to keep to the inside of your garment. This looks like, I want to say like 1.5. Yeah, 1.5. We could stitch it down though. Oh, you upgraded? Thanks. Menos burros, más elote. Less donkeys, more corn. I like that. Brooke always has really good sayings in Spanish too. That I know. The Zooms are really fun. I'm really enjoying it. And now we're talking Patreon or Procreate Club. If I did something like that, it would be really casual, you guys, because I am not a pro in Procreate, and anytime I do something, people are like, oh, you know, you could do this or this, and they all have such amazing ideas, and there's so much information. And if you're use Procreate, I highly recommend you follow on Instagram, because they have these 15-second tutorials, and they're just like, oh, did you know you could do this? And the comments are always funny. People are like, oh my God, I've been using this app for 10 years and I've never knew I could do that. And then other people are like, you know, you guys really should put a user's manual together. And I'm like, there is a user's manual. It's like literally in the app. There's hardly anything in that app, but there's that. Okay, now let's see if I got all the pieces correct. Okay, we have, this is the back. Front, back. Red is back, okay. Because it should be the opposite. Oh, it looks like it is too. Okay, that's okay, that goes there. I was looking at Lisa Bardot's Instagram, and I was thinking, she had this, she's been doing a lot on stickers, and I was like, well, I don't really sell things anymore. I don't really need to do a sticker, but they look so fun, and she makes them look really fun. And then I was like, ooh, I could make a sticker that says, be kind to your future self, or whatever else things we say, you know? Okay, so now we're gonna make sure that the front is the same, like it's gonna sew to it. So this is number 4. So it went right here. So let me just lay these out. Number 2, or number 1, so this goes over here. Number 3. 3, and uh-oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Okay. All right, so how do we test this? So just so we can get a peek, this is the front, and this will be the pleated ruffle. I'm gonna take a picture. Why are you right here? Oof. And then, so if this were sewn together, it would be like this. Yeah, okay, we did it. Okay, we did it. The Great Aunt Tussie Club. I love it. You've been watching my videos. That is such a Ronald Weasley quote, you know. The Great Aunt Tussie Club. This looks better in person. I don't know why. The camera's putting this yellow hue on it. We need some sticker suggestions for sure. I'll try and calm that down a little bit. That helping? It's not doing anything. Let's see. Oh, this is automatic. Okay, I see, I see. Why wouldn't you let me grab you? Okay, there we go. Oh, cool, Libby. Nice, Eliza. Okay, cool. Yeah, I will say you don't have to have an Apple Pencil to use the iPad. And I make no apologies for having both those devices because of when I bought them and how and why. And I'm so glad I did. And it took me 5 years to get to the point where I actually have the time now to use Procreate, because I bought Procreate probably almost right when it was launched, which is longer than 5 years. And then I bought the pencil, yeah, like 4 or 5 years ago. Oh, maybe it wasn't that long ago. Probably 4 years ago. I didn't use it pretty much the entire time because I planned on doing something and I didn't get to it. So I'm really enjoying it now. But you don't have to have it to use Procreate, but it makes your life a lot easier. And then, did you see my little wrap I made? I made it look like gingham fabric. It looks like gingham. And there's this website called, I got a wrap because I was really worried about losing my pencil. And I really noticed the wrap on there. A lot of people have them, it looks like a pencil. Like you can get a wrap to make it look like this, like a pencil. So there's a site called Decal Girl, and I think it was pretty affordable. And you can design your own. But they have a billion on there that are really cool too. So that's what I finally did. I did that for my birthday for myself, but it's literally like $30. It wasn't even that much, I don't think. I think it was a lot cheaper than that. So, yeah, and if anyone wants my gingham thing, I still have it in Procreate. But I just used a brush that made gingham, and then I colored it in green, and that was it. It took me 2 minutes to design it. I don't spend a lot of time on that stuff. When you have the possibilities are endless, it can get really overwhelming in my opinion, and I've just learned to just go with something and be decisive, and you make mistakes occasionally, but at least you get there, you know, you get something done. All right, I'm missing the pink, I will admit. There's a lot of polka dots for me. You know? Ah, welcome, Lisa. don't know. I'm liking this teal dot less, but I think it'll be really cute when it's all done. Yes. Oh, Liza, you'll get there. You'll get there. Oh, it doesn't Sewing Weekender start this weekend? I have not signed up for that. God, I hope I can even join it. Are any of you doing Sewing Weekender, the thing hosted by the Fold Line? Hem, yeah, hem. Hem facing on the inside, maybe. You know? Okay. All right. Well, I think we've spent long enough fiddling with this, right? There you go. It does start cool. Shirt with pin tucks and pants. Oh, Michelle just joined, and she's at the pole end of the stream. All right. So I'll be sewing this on Saturday, and we'll talk about the order of operations and the how to do the pleated ruffle, things like that. Oh yeah, Terry, do you have your eye on one? That should be cool. So this is gonna be great. So this was, I just used a lot of the elements from the Active Sewing book, and I used her pattern, and yeah, I mean, this was probably one of the more simple things. I made it really complicated, but it's probably one of the more simple things you can do to make your garment look really different. And you can do this on any garment. So, I mean, not any garment, but, you know. Cool. All right, you guys. I know I love the pink too. What if it was, you know, like pink piping? I'm just heck bent on getting it in there. A little pink flat fold in there. A little pink chest pocket. I like the pink. I did make the facings. I mean, you know, I could sew the facings on the right side of the garment. Cool, Eliza. I wish I had like a little code for you, and then at least you would know how many of you are coming from here. I don't know. Are you saying yes to the facing on the outside? Really? Oh, you're liking the piping, the piping. Are you saying piping or facing? Sorry, I'm in the future. Bye, Terry. Glenn just hits us with an LOL. Yeah, piping. Facing. Pink neck binding. I'm watching chat. All right, let me try that. I like the piping idea too. So maybe what I'll do is cut some cross-cut. So I'm going to cut it across the fabric. That's what it means when you say cutting cross-cut. In other words, binding normally is cut on the diagonal. Bias binding is cut on the bias grain line, which is diagonal. But binding is made from cross-cut or binding. Piping, you don't need binding bias, you just can do cross-cut. How did that yellow Dalmatian fabric? What are you talking about? Right? It's really overpowering now. I'm telling you. Pink neck binding, I like that. Literally put it over. Pink outside facing and between ruffle and sleeve. Oh. So are you thinking, I think we could do this, you know, here, right? And we could do it on the chest seam. I don't like the polka dot. It's really bugging me. I don't know why it's really bugging me. I don't really have much else to swap it out with. The bright yellow with the spotted blobs. That's the ruffle. You guys voted on that. You know, just throwing it out there. Too many stripes. Too many stripes. I can't overthink this. None of us are wearing it. All right, I'll cut a bunch of cross cut and we'll decide where we're going to put it on Saturday. Because there's plenty of fabric here. We could do some here. We could do it on the sleeves. And a pink pocket to cover a bit of the gold dot fabric on the bottom. All right, this is getting very circusy. You guys are rethinking this teal dot, aren't you? You love the polka dots with the teal. Is it just me then? You guys are okay with these? It looks like gold metallic, but it's not. Yeah, right, Eileen? I think so. I think it's playing a little bit. I thought the pink was more modern next to the gray. That's what I really liked. I liked these two together a lot. It's gonna be fine. It'll be fine. No matter what we end up with, it's gonna be fine. Okay, cool. You guys like, okay, as long as you guys like the teal dots. All right, perfect. All right. It's your shirt. Okay, cool. All right, guys, I will see you Saturday. We've already been streaming for like a little over 3 hours. It's kind of a long time. I really appreciate y'all being here. Thank you for the 2 Patreon patron changes and new patronage. Sorry, it's such a weird Patreon patron, all that. Yeah. I'm still itchy too still. Back to 1, yeah. Yes. Okay. Okay, you guys. You guys are making me feel better. No, thank you guys. And thanks for all the chat. I really love that you were participatory in designing this. Yeah, and I'm glad a couple of you bought the book. That's really awesome too for Sonia. She's awesome. All right, you guys. I'll see you guys on Saturday. We'll sew this up. It's going to go pretty quick. I'm going to serge it, I think. Usually I would do French seams, but I think on color blocking these curves, I think we're going to be happier if we do the serger. And it gives us more opportunity to play with the pleating and any cross-cut binding we're going to do. So, welcome to the Great Aunt Tessie Club. No one's going to get that outside of our stream, and I love it. I may have to work on a sticker this weekend. We need some other sticker ideas too. Maybe exclamation point drink, but I don't want to advocate drinking either. All right. I'll see you guys Saturday. Come up with some sticker ideas and I'll see you then.